Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1
Got a rifle squad waiting for orders.
on Faymonville Approach. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. Shadowwada, playing as the US forces in the blue. And his opponent in the red trunks is going to be Mr. RtN.momo4sho, playing as the aforementioned OKW. So Mr. Wada gonna be moving up to the northern side with his rear echelon squad, capturing some territory, going for the munitions. We see him building rifles, which of course, you know, what a US Forces player would not, right? And more rifles to begin. Momo4sho, for his part, is Fosho gonna be building some Volksgrenadiers, and a second Volksgrenadier squad coming out right now. So nothing out of the ordinary to start with. I mean, pretty bog standard. I can assume that later on, in the new patch, once it comes out, which, let's see, today, no, it's still not out by the time this comes out. But yeah, I mean, the Storm Pios have received some buffs and should be seeing more play, but yeah. It'll be an interesting time once the patch is live. There's a little decal there on the truck. So while the game gets underway, we should see stuff moving around. I guess I don't really want to saturate all the replays, but yeah, I'm gonna be heading out of town again next weekend. So let's see, from this one to the next one. Oh, actually, no, I still have time. Never mind. I'll be going out of town sometime in the future, but it shouldn't affect right now. We're fine. We're fine. So, more Volkswagens on the field for Momo4sho. More rifles on the field for Shadowwada. And, yeah, nothing much going on but capping. We got some Volkswagens inside this big manor in the center of the field. Some wire getting laid down in some places. But, yeah, I mean, capping on the edges for Shadowwada, capping through the center on the north for Shadowwada, and that's about it. Nobody engaging, nobody meeting up so far. But that will soon change, I can only assume. Sandbags getting laid down by the Volksgrens. Again, one of those things that has become pretty standard now, at least in the higher levels of play, because, well, you can do that without any problems. So first engagement, rifles engaging the Volksgrens up in the northern point. The rifles will win that engagement. They took a little bit of punishment there as they closed the range and got on top of the sandbags, but now that they're on the sandbags, they will win the engagement at the close range mark, and the Volks are forced to retreat. Rifles stay alive with 3 men still remaining, and the rear echelon squads will be taking some pot shots at retreating Volksgrens. However, a second Volksgren pops into the house next to them and is going to harass them. It's only one guy, so it's not that big a deal, but, you know, it's going to be annoying for them, right? Little pin prickle there. Center map, rifles taking a position in the wired truck, taking some shots into the manor, but they're capping the point at the same time, which is the more important part. Storm Pios coming around for a flank. They're going to get themselves right on top of those rifles. Second rifle squad in pursuit, trying to get on top of the Volksgrens. The Volksgrens, that's not Volksgrens, sorry. The Storm Pios will get a, actually no, I was assuming they would get a decent amount of damage in on the rifle squad, but the rifle squad, I mean, it took damage for sure. Obviously, you can see there it's less than half health now, but it still has all 5 men remaining, which means it's at full firepower, 100% firepower, so yeah. Storm Pio retreating down to 1 man, barely makes it out of there. Volksgrens coming in to intervene. The rifle squad will be able to get a lot of damage in there on those Volksgrens. However, the Volksgrens do manage to throw a grenade. Oh, nice grenade there by Momo4sho. And Shadowwada loses an entire rifle squad to carelessness. He was not paying attention there. And if we take a look at his camera view, I can only assume that's the situation, but don't want to clutter there too much. Oh, Volksgren squad popping out, popping back in, taking a grenade to the face, down to 2 men, maybe actually dying here. Very low health, 4 rifles on each squad, focusing them down. 2 men still left, could potentially make it out of there. Yeah, there's a Volksgren squad in the way. They'll be able to distract for enough time and makes it out of there. Second Volksgren squad, having killed its original rifle squad that it engaged, retreats now at Veterancy 2, feeling very good about itself. Only veteran squad on the field, and it's a full set of 2 veterans. So yeah, it's pretty impressive for it. Rifles once again getting assaulted. Storm Piles moving back out now with full strength. Grenade goes off. Nice grenade. Oh, not a lot of damage actually, but did not get any kills. Do we have a battle group headquarters? We do not. Actually, we see the Mechanized Regiment headquarters getting built for Momo4sho, getting himself a flak half-track, which obviously is a good thing. But that Stormpile squad is a fart's length away from dying. 4 men strong, 25% strength, and 25% health. Yeah, those guys are gonna die very quickly. Can't really engage. Not aggressively, at least. Volksgrens in the center, trying to push off the rifles. Well, they are Volksgrens, so they're not going to be able to. But the grenade play has been superb, or well, not superb, but on point for both players. This rifle squad could throw a nice grenade there, but it is down to 1 man. May actually go down. The Volksgrens are trying to focus it down. Shots fly at the retreating man. Can he make it out of there alive? Shots hitting, very low health. Makes it out of there, and the rear echelon squad actually gets a suppression going on the Volksgrenadier squad with its volley. Doctrine selection for Momo4sho. He goes for the breakthrough doctrine and now has a Panzer Fusilier squad on the field. Flak half-track also making its appearance, taking some shots at the retreating rifles, getting some damage in there, but stays alive with 2 remaining men. Fusiliers will be pretty good here. What is it doing? Is it laying down? Did it really take that long to set up? It's kind of too long, isn't it? Huh. Well, I don't know. We shall continue to see. Fusiliers popping into the house. They take some shots at something. Not exactly sure what it was. Rifle squad moving over to the left-hand side, but currently we see that Momo4sho is currently capping the entire map. He has no opposition right now on the field. We see all the rifles, rear echelons and such back at base getting healed up there with the ambulance. And we now see some rifles moving up to the north to intercept and engage those Volksgrenadiers. Rifles on the far left-hand side going to get caught there by the Flak Panzer. Not Flak Panzer, Flak half-track. Oh, may actually go down. No! Momo4sho moves his half-track. And yeah, shadowwada says that he's setting up while moving. That is one of the things. Not sure if that actually got fixed. Did it? It's gonna. Oh, it stays alive. Oh, barely makes it out of there. That was a nice move there by Momo4sho, trying to cut off the retreat with the flak half-track itself, but they still stay alive at 1. Captain now in the field for shadowwada, should be able to hit up, but yeah, he was saying that, you know, it was doing that unintended behavior of the flag half-track setting up while still moving, which some players have told me that it happens if you give it an attack move order rather than just the standard move order. Not sure if it happens every single time, but, you know, it is a potential exploit that I will reserve judgment if, you know, Momo4sho is using. I'll just, you know, say that it's something there that should potentially be addressed. Black half-track setting up. Captain trying to get a flank on it to get, well, some shots on it, but it gets caught there by the Fusiliers. The Fusiliers pop inside the manor and do not allow it to get the upper hand on the flag half-track. Rifles and rear echelon squads are moving forward. The flag half-track will get some shots onto the truck. The rifle squad behind the truck does get suppressed regardless. Down goes the truck. Still providing some heavy cover, but they gotta get out of there because it's too much damage. Captain trying to round the corner, get some bazooka shots going on the flag half-track, ends up getting itself suppressed, and the bazooka shots miss. Storm Pioneers trying to hold the line, the Fusiliers doing a better job of it, and they are forced to back up a little bit. Rocketing Warfare on the field for Momo4sho. Preemptive. There's nothing much on the field right now that shadowwada, not shadowwada, that Momo4sho can shoot at with that Rocketing Warfare, and we can see that shadowwada does not have anything being produced. Of course, the captain is online, so the captain can, if needed, requisition some vehicles, namely the steward. No, just the steward, no other vehicles, but, you know, it could come out into the field, so the Rocketing Warfare, you know, is understandable, albeit a little bit unnecessary. Fusiliers with the G43s forced to retreat as double rifles and the captain push on it. The flag half-track sets up in the center, getting a nice barrage there. Well, actually, not even that nice. It got a barrage going on the approaching rifles out in the open, but it didn't actually get them suppressed. Grenade goes off into the front of the door. Nice little read there by Momo4sho. He actually exits from the other end, and the Fusiliers are not caught in the blast of the grenade. RtN Warfare is cloaked, so it, you know, probably not even going to be shooting. Yeah, it's set to prioritize vehicles, so yeah, I mean, a bit of a waste right now because it's not going to do anything for a while, but at least, well, I don't know if he's aware of it, but I don't think that shadowwada is actually aware that there is a RtN Warfare on the field, so if he decides, yeah, like right now, he's going to build the Steward, probably thinking, well, I can use the Steward to try and counter that flak half-track. Should be an easy kill. Well, that RtN Warfare can turn that around very quickly, so we'll see what happens. Rifles on the right-hand side, we're capturing some territory. This point over here has not been capped for the entirety of the game. Nobody seems to care or want it. A little bit surprising for Momo4sho. I know it's just a strategic point, which isn't, you know, that important, but, you know, it's resources that would be gathered and be connected, so there's also no reason not to go for it specifically, I guess. He just hasn't had the time to send anybody there. Black half-track back at base, getting some repairs going. Catches a rifle on the flank, forces them to retreat. And the Steward is now hitting the field for Mr. shadowwada. Rifles and Captain pushing forward. The Fusiliers still hold up in the manor. They're going to try and hold the line. Have a second set of Fusiliers behind them. The G43s here are equipped on the rear one. Though they do end up retreating in the face of all these rifles. The RtN Warfare has been made and is forced to retreat. So the Steward is at least not going to be caught with its pants down. Could still be killed by bad positioning or bad play with it, but shadowwada is, or should now be aware that RtN Warfare has made its way onto the field. Steward catching the Storm Pile squad a bit out of position. Tries to crush them as a retreat, but that doesn't work in this game. And the Volksgren squad now gets caught by the Steward and is forced to retreat since, of course, they don't have any readily available anti-tank. They have to get themselves a Shrek for that to work. They don't have Faust, so they can spend munitions on. Oh, nice hit there by the Steward. Down to 2 men on that Volksgren squad. Volksgren squad needs to retreat down to 1 man. Oh, it looks like it may actually go down here. Momo4sho not even trying to retreat. Now it tries to retreat, now noticing that it is getting hammered there. The Steward in pursuit. Will it manage to get the kill? No. shadowwada exercising more caution than maybe necessary, but yeah, he actually lets that Volksgrenadier get out of there. Center map, Storm Piles going for the center point. Behind it, the flag half-track is there for defense. Fusiliers coming up. And we have rifles and rear echelon squads, and even the Captain spread around in a line across the center. Steward moving up to engage the approaching infantry. RtN Warfare is in range, takes a shot and misses. Shots fly at the flag half-track. The flag half-track pops its smoke. The Captain can actually just shoot, does shoot, get a nice hit, rear armor hit on it. And will it be able to finish it off? Well, the Steward has taken some damage and damage to the engine, so it needs to retreat. The Captain could potentially snipe another shot. There goes another shot, damaged engine. Oh, flies the second shot, but misses completely. Whiffs the last shot, and the flag half-track remains alive. Rifles continue to push forward, putting the pressure on Momo4sho, but the Steward is nowhere to be seen. It's getting repaired right now by its troops. The flag half-track, flag half-track is moving itself to a more secure position, not wanting to get accidentally sniped. Infantry, Panzer Fusiliers, kind of confused with those, but Panzer Fusiliers, they end up not being able to withstand the assault of the rifles. Down to 2 and 3 men on each of the squads, forced to retreat, but the Storm Piles are quickly repairing the flag half-track, which surprisingly enough, I mean, there is a mechanized regiment headquarters, could have been moved more in this direction to help speed up the repairs, but I suppose it's a more secure location to, or angle to try to repair it from. Rear echelon on the left-hand side capped that munitions, but has not gone to cap the victory point. Fusiliers and Volksgrens engaging the rifles noticing they are outnumbered and outgunned. They're just going to retreat before they take too much damage. And on the right-hand side, rifles capturing some points. Back at base, we do see the Major coming up for Momo4sho. Battle group headquarters has gone down. Sorry, that's Momo4sho, not shadowwada, the Major for shadowwada. Yeah, Momo4sho got himself the battle group headquarters, as you saw a while ago, and is able to heal up his troops. No additional tech, no additional units. A Volksgrenadier squad is being built to replace the losses. Nothing too significant. Manor here in the center, being manned by some rifles, has taken quite a bit of damage. The entire front of it has been blown open. Oh, nasty shot there by the AT gun for shadowwada. Nails the flag half-track and forces it to pop some smoke. Although now it just moves forward in a weird angle and needs to... Yeah, there it goes. Gets out of there alive, although no, it just stops there. Very bold, very risky. Storm piles anywhere nearby? Nope. Yeah, now it moves. Fusiliers getting right on top of the house. They do obviously have access to grenades if they wanted to. Anti-tank grapple grenades also are a thing with them, so we shall see. Trying to keep an eye on this house because since it's so low in health, it has the potential of collapsing any moment, but nothing heavy is hitting it right now, and because it's a block house, not a wooden house, it can take small arms fire for whatever reason in that state. Rifle squad gets taken out there for shadowwada, a little bit too greedily staying on top of there. Looks like he was hoping that he would have been able to kill the Fusilier squad before he lost his own, but that cost him severely there. Left-hand side, Fusiliers, Volksgrens capturing some territories, getting some fuel up in the far north. Steward pushing away the Stormpile squad. Stormpile squad down to one man. Again, barely makes it out of there. But the rifles have to capture territory and are pushing. Left-hand side, the captain engaging close range against the Volksgrens with its Thompson and the bar, but it has been shot and killed her. The captain has been shot and killed. So the Thompson submachine gun is no longer in effect, reducing the anti-infantry firepower severely. Down to 2 men and 1 on the Volkswagen squad, but the 2 men on this captain squad do have bazookas, which means they do not have, well, nearly any anti-infantry firepower. They can still kill every once in a while, but they have to directly hit, which will kill, whereas with smaller arms fire, you're at least doing constant damage, because you're going to be hitting more often. Could have potentially taken out that one man, but with 2 bazookas, that's not going to happen. Stewart in the center, taking some shots at the Volksgrens. The Volksgrens are supported by 2 Rakuten Warfers, and we now see a Puma on the field for Momo4sho. Sherman has been called into action for shadowwada. Right, I think it's a Sherman, right? Yeah. Stewart taking the shot there from the Puma. Puma making itself known, and the Steward backs off. Took a little bit of damage, but it's fine. Ooh, interesting. A fighting position getting built in the center of the map for Mr. shadowwada. Weird little angle, getting itself a 50 cal machine gun, which will probably cover the center point, but it also has the rear echelon squad inside of it, which grants it rifle grenades, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little mechanic that it has. We don't see it used that often, but it can actually be very effective. It's a stationary position, and generally speaking, company heroes, well, stationary positions don't stay alive too often or too long. Like, I can only assume that Momo4sho is thinking right now of a way to get rid of it now that he knows it's there. It's Major on the field pushing forward. Major is not present in the squad. It has been killed, long gone, but its 2 remaining members continue to push in the name of their fallen Major. Sherman leading the charge as the Storm Pilots are forced to retreat. Oh, nasty shot there on the Fusiliers, taking 3 guys out, forcing the retreat. We see a smoke getting popped there by the flak half-track as it took some damage in the face. Puma popping up, trying to take some shots. The Steward taking a shot at the rear armor. Has to get out of there. Oh, nasty shots. Nice little control there, and it even crashes as it gets abandoned while it was out of control. And down it goes. But the AT gun and the Sherman managed to be too much for the Puma. Momo4sho saying it wouldn't let me control it. Not exactly sure what happened, but hashtag CoH2. But yeah, well, shadowwada managing to capitalize on, I suppose, issues with the game, and Momo4sho loses his, he loses his flag half-track as well. The AT gun was set up there to cover it. Captain also on point, and we now see the Major has gotten Veteran C3, so that's pretty cool. Veteran C3 does provide it the ability to lock down territory, and it also allows it to move very quickly around the map Which if... Oh, nasty grenade goes off and down goes a rifle squad. That was a rifle squad, right? Yeah, that's a rifle squad. And the major, well, gets out of there. Momo4sho, pretty good with the grenades. shadowwada apparently not anticipating that level of grenade play. Has taken, well, at least in the same spot, 2 squad wipes completely for 2 grenades. Shots flying from the Sherman. The Sherman is currently unopposed as far as vehicle goes. Still has to contend with the 2 RtN water first, but as long as it doesn't go balls deep into the base, he should be fine. AT gun also on the field to protect it. Veterans 2 has been acquired. Fusiliers coming up behind the Sherman. Should be able to throw a rifle grenade if they wanted to, but there's no real reason to. Oh! Except they're going to get killed by the explosive shots. 4 men get killed in 1 shot. Shot flies and, oh, eliminates the remaining 2 men, and down goes a Fusilier squad to the Sherman. The Sherman, pretty ballsy. 11 kills. Or pretty baller, I should say. 11 kills so far. Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Almost gets Veterans 1 right now. Storm Pyos and Rifles engaging on the left-hand side. Storm Pyos managing to wipe, or well, not wipe, but beat their ass. Down to 2 men, forcing the retreat. Thankfully, though, shadowwada was paying attention and does not let his squad die. And the captain also now has Veterans 3, which allows it to run very quickly when out of combat, which means it should be able to cap territory very, very quickly and without much opposition. Major back at base with a rifle squad there. Doctrine has been selected for shadowwada, and that is the Airborne company. Wait, is it? No, I mean, it is the Airborne company, sorry, but I'm wondering of something else. We see a another Sherman getting produced for shadowwada. And, oh yeah, he can't get the AT gun. Okay, so, no, okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, did he actually get this AT gun normally, or did he get it from the airdrop? But no, he got it normally. But yeah, we see the Airborne company selected, and of course we now have paratroopers on the field, which are getting reinforced, but they have LMGs, so they're going to be a pretty good fighting force on the field. So Momo4sho, kind of setting up and just holding a line. He has lost quite a bit. He lost in a very quick succession. He lost both his flag half-track and the Puma, which was his vehicle and armored force. He has not built any additional tech. No Schwerpanzer headquarters or anything, so we'll see what his intentions are. Of course, he doesn't really need to. He could call in the Yak Tiger, Panzerjäger Tiger House, whatever you call this guy. If he wanted to wait for that, he does have the command points already, but of course he needs fuel and manpower for that. So maybe he's holding up for that. I mean, I suppose he can hold shadowwada at bay, but there are two Shermans on the field right now for shadowwada, so a small lapse in both judgment and control can quickly turn the game around. I mean, for either player, but Momo4sho, with only 2 RtN warfare to defend against 2 tanks, you know, is in a rather precarious spot because you can take very quick losses on those RtN warfares. RtN warfares managing to get some nice shots going on one of the Shermans. Sherman down to about 30% strength. Second Sherman also taking some shots as Shreks have been researched on the Volksgrenadiers, and they take some damage, down to less than half health on both of them, and they retreat back to someplace safe to pop out the cruise and repair, because that's what the Americans do. Interesting. We see a pack howitzer getting built for shadowwada. Pack howitzer's pretty good nowadays, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see them. Fusiliers on the right-hand side engaging against paratroopers. Paratroopers winning that engagement, and we finally see the rear echelon squad going to cap this point on the far right-hand side, which has also been finally capped for Momo4sho. You know, took a while. We're only 24 minutes into the game, but finally somebody decided to go cap it. Paratrooper squad getting engaged by Fusiliers. It's going to die if it doesn't retreat. Throws a cooked grenade, but now is in the center of Fusiliers all over the place. These Fusiliers are going to try and chase him down. Can they pick up the kill? I think they can. It's 5-man strong. A lot of rifles poking. They do run themselves into the line of sight of the Major, but the Major, unable to inspire his troops, is witnessing the murdering of the remaining person of his paratrooper squad. So Major going forward with his pistol. Probably a Colt. Let's take a look at the Major. Yeah, it's a 1911. It's a nice little gun. But anyways, so yeah. Not much goes on. RtN Warfare's moving over to the right-hand side. Rifle squad engaging the Fusiliers. Fusiliers retreating. And we have the other Fusilier squad up in the far north going for the munitions. Left-hand side, Volksgrenadier squad going for the fuel. This Volksgrenadier squad needs to instantly retreat, and it does. The Major running in that direction, going to be trying to recapture that point. As we see on the far left-hand side, another Volksgren squad with Treks retreating as it knows that Shermans are barreling down on top of them. RtN Warfare's moving back in that direction, trying to stop the approaching tanks, but it looks like shadowwada is not going to be going too aggressive with them, and the Major is not even interested in capping the point. Well, I mean, it doesn't need to sit it on it right now, but now it could, and cap it could. We'll see. Right-hand side, Rifles capturing the point as it is surrounded here by Fusiliers and storm piles. We also see in front of it another 2 Fusilier squads coming up, so these Rifles are in bad shape. They need to retreat relatively quickly or they'll die. The rear echelon squad set up inside the fighting position, and the fighting position really left alone, and we see that the 50 cal actually covers the entirety of the point. So, Rifle squad retreats, 4 men strong, not too big a deal. Shermans making an appearance, and we see a Yak Tiger, right? The Yak Panzer coming onto the field. Yeah, no, that's the Yak Tiger. Sorry. That's the one. The Yak Panzer. That's the one that you build from this one, I think. Yeah. No, that's the Tiger. Where is it? Here. No. Here. There it is. Yak Panzer. There we go. From the battle group headquarters. That one's pretty good. I like it. Pretty solid against vehicles, but well, we see a Sherman getting some repairs going, as we also see that a Jackson has been called onto the field for Momo4sho. Not Momo4sho, sorry. shadowwada. I don't know why I keep confusing who's who. And yeah, I mean that Yak Panzer is gonna have quite a bit of work for it. It is supported by 2 RtN Warfare, so you know, shouldn't be too easy to get the upper hand on it, but well, shadowwada is currently in a good spot. Right hand side, rear echelon. Capping. And we see the Fusilier blob taking a shot. Going down in 1 shot. Holy shit, that was pretty impressive. That Sherman was on point. Killed off an entire squad in 1 blow. Panzer Grenadier, Storm Pioneer, sorry. On the left-hand side. Trying to capture the point. Retreating. And Volksgrenadiers on the left as well. Now going to engage with the rifles at long range. They are veteran C5, so they're resilient, but also those are veteran C3 rifles. So. Yak Panzer has taken some damage. Currently back at base. Momo4sho not really being able to push too aggressively in any locations. Just seems to be poking in all directions to try and gain as much ground as he can in any place in the map. But once engagements go on, they are forced to retreat. And we see shadowwada building himself another fighting position up in the northern part of the map. Probably going to be upgrading it with a 50 cal as well. I mean, there is a lot of munitions flying around. Of course, you do need 240 for the rockets, right? But with 2 Shermans and a Jackson, he doesn't really need that too much unless he wants to pick up something that he wasn't able to finish off, maybe. Rear echelon squad. Nice rifle grenades flying. Well, actually not that nice. It missed, but RtN Warfares will quickly deal with the fighting position, and the guys themselves are down to. Fusiliers continue to push forward. The rear echelon squad will die, and it dies because it just ran at the enemy with 2 men remaining. And the Shermans are backing off a little bit to get some repairs. The Yak Panzer is nearby, could potentially get some shots going, but it's not readily aware of what's going on. And on the far left-hand side, we see Fusiliers engaging the captain, and the captain is just winning the engagement. Attack Howitzer taking some shots into the center. Not actually hitting anything. Volksgrenadier is going to be pushing. And on the right-hand side, we see the Jagdpanzer actually going all the way north. Going to be catching that Sherman as it's getting repaired. The Sherman needs to get set up once again. We see a flanking Jackson getting a shot off on the Jagdpanzer. The Jagdpanzer may be trying to finish off the Sherman. The Sherman makes it around the bend and stays alive. And now the Jackson and the Sherman are kind of caught in each other's thread. But the Jagdpanzer is kind of in a bad spot there as it's getting shot in the face by the Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer popping cloak, very nice, allowing it to break that line of sight, hide, and head back into a more favorable position in repairs. So nice little reaction there for Momo4sho. Nice reaction, FoSho. And the captain caps the point on the far left-hand side. Victory points are 341 for shadowwada and 122 for Momo4sho. So Momo4sho running out of time right now. He does have a double cap going against him, and since this point is not capped in his favor, it is ticking 2 points per tick. Could be worse, could be 3, but it's still pretty bad. Which means he's going to run out of time very quickly unless he goes cap it. He does have some troops moving in that direction, but we also have Shermans and Jacksons and all sorts of nasty tanks in that direction. And we now have 3 Shermans on the field with a Jackson to boot. So yeah, I think shadowwada is just setting himself up for a final assault, final push where he's just going to wreck through everything. Third RtN Warfare is getting produced here for Momo4sho, so at least he's going to have a decent, or more than enough anti-tank, I suppose, but it's still very susceptible to dying, especially with the Shermans and their explosive rounds. So we'll see what happens. Victory point on the right-hand side getting capped. The victory point on the left-hand side gets decapped, so the bleed has been slowed to 1, gets stopped at 95, and is going to be turned around in a bit of a second. Paratrooper squad getting called into the center of the map. Paratrooper squad landing safely. All 6 men accounted for. Should be getting upgraded with their LMGs sometime soon, but we now see the assault of the Shermans going straight head-on into RtN Warfare's. Not exactly the best or most cohesive technical decisions there, but it's still getting the job done. We see a lot of damage going through. Down goes the Jagdpanzer, and we also see 1 RtN Warfare getting killed. The ambulance also making its appearance, trying to distract the RtN Warfares. Sherman in the rear taking some nasty damage there to the RtN Warfares. Will be going down, goes out of control, and actually crashes on top of one of the RtN Warfares as it's getting assaulted by the captain and a rifle squad. Third Sherman goes down. What? shadowwada throws in the towel. As he loses his tank, there was no need for that. I mean, that was a bad assault and definitely a bad engagement. He lost a lot, but he didn't need to do that. Wow. I think he could have still pulled it off. Wow. Well, there you go. Hasty decisions. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.